All right, ladies, let's talk about cost-effective ways to get your hands on some tretinoin. In this video, we are going to talk about everything from what is tretinoin, why might you want to try using it, what are the typical paths that people go about to get it, and maybe what are some better, more cost-effective alternative routes. So if that's something you're interested in, this is the video for you. Now we're going to talk about all the things today. So if you already know what tretinoin is and you just want to get to like the pricing section, I will put chapters down below so you can click forward and just get to the good stuff. But with no further ado, let's talk about what tretinoin is and why you might want to try it. So first off, what is tretinoin and why might you want to use it? I'm just going to read off the clinical definition of it because it is stated so well. So tretinoin is a prescription retinoid. It is a vitamin A derivative and it speeds up skin cell turnover. It helps with acne, collagen production, fading of dark spots, smoothing lines, wrinkles, all that good stuff, right? All the things that us ladies in our 40s really want to remedy. It is more powerful than retinol or over-the-counter adaptogen. So it will give you really good results, but you have to be careful with it. It can be very irritating and there's different strengths. So you probably want to start low and then go a little bit higher, work your way up. It's just something you don't want to just slam on your face one night and hope for the best. You got to do it informed. Now, speaking from personal experience, so I'm 45 years old. I'm definitely of that age where like the little wrinkles and the things, they set in. I also have like melasma and some age spots as well. So this is a product that myself and not all, but many of my gal pals are definitely using at this stage in life. Now, in order to get your hands on tretinoin, it is prescription only. So you will typically have to go to like a dermatologist and get it prescribed or your general practitioner, but not all general practitioners will prescribe tretinoin. So it's almost kind of like this maze-like puzzle that you got to figure out in order to figure out the best path for you to get your hands on this stuff. I will share a quick personal experience here around how I had to kind of zigzag my way through to get it. So I did not want to make an appointment with a dermatologist because those appointments are often not covered 100% by your insurance. I'm on a high deductible plan with my employer. So I was like, I don't want to do that. If you do make an appointment with a dermatologist, it can cost anywhere from like, I don't know, $150 to $350. That's a lot of money. And that's without a prescription. That's without actually getting your hands on the product. So I made my regular yearly appointment for my physical and I talked about it with my doctor there. She was very understanding. She listened to all my concerns. And then I said, hey, I've got like these little sunspots and stuff and I'd really love to just get my hands on some tretinoin. And, I was like, I just want to give it a try. I've tried all these other things and nothing really works. I also don't want to go to like a clinical spa and pay thousands of dollars for like intensive peels. So she was so nice. She looked at me and she said, oh, Mary, you're so beautiful. You don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. And in my head, I'm thinking, that's great. Like, love you for saying that, but also please just give me the goods. She would not. She would not. She did tell me though, she said, hey, I'm not going to prescribe tretinoin for you, but if you want to, try an adaptogen gel. It's readily available over the counter. It's called Differin. It was the very first time I'd heard about this stuff. There we go. And so I went to Target, I picked some up and I used it. This is definitely marketed as an acne medication. It is not as strong as tretinoin, but you will, after using this for a few weeks, you will start to experience more of that cellular turnover. You're gonna experience some peeling, some flaking. I kind of like this stuff. You're gonna also experience some of that tretinoin purge or like that acne purge as things sort of get cleared up. But if you have never tried tretinoin and you're not even sure that you're gonna like it or want it, try the adaptogen, like this Differin gel first. You never know, like this might be all you need before you go down the path of tretinoin. But, after I tried that, I was like, no, like this is great, but I want the good stuff. So I then had to figure out, okay, if I can't get it through my general practitioner, which try that first, okay? But if you can't get it through them, then you are going to have to either go see a dermatologist, which again is going to cost you about $150 to $350 just to walk in the door, also depending on your insurance, and then get a prescription for it and then pay for it. And if you are doing that route, keep in mind that often if you have insurance, like it's not going to cover fine lines and wrinkles, which is what I wanted to use it for. Not necessarily for acne or any sort of like medical thing. I just wanted to use it for cosmetic reasons. So then again, it's not going to be covered by insurance. So if your plan is like, okay, cool, you know, you're going to pay the $150 to $350 for the appointment, then you're going to have to pay full price out of pocket for the prescription. It can get pricey. But keep in mind, you have to get the prescription and then you get the product. Now, if you are struggling to get your hands on the prescription, let alone the product itself, my number one recommendation to you would be not to go to the dermatologist. If we're just doing this for like fine lines and wrinkles and like sunspots, right? Go to telehealth. They will still require you to have some sort of like a telehealth visit or even just a chat, which is what I did. Like I didn't have to get on camera or talk to anybody or nothing. I literally just signed up, sent a few chat messages back and forth. I asked for the product itself, like exactly what I wanted, and they sent it to me. Now, at the end of this video, I've put together a grid of some of the top telehealth companies, whole list of them, as well as kind of like the average cost that you might see for Tretinoin. Make sure you check out that grid because that's probably going to be one of your best resources when you're trying to decide on like which company you might want to go with. I went through a company called Nurx. That's how I say it. It's probably it's like N-U-R-X. I'll drop a link below. So I went there, I signed up, literally a few chat messages, and I got my hands on this tube. Well, I have 2 tubes now of Tretinoin. It cost me $90 in total, including the telehealth visit and the Tretinoin for, this is a 3-month supply, or this is what they tell you is a 3-month supply. Here's the first tube that I got. This tube has lasted me a year. So while you may feel like, dang, like $90 is still a lot, just know that like this $90 has lasted me for a full year and I still have a bunch left in here. Now there's a ton of different telehealth companies out there that you can kind of follow the exact same path, the exact same route, and have the same outcome for very budget-friendly prices. GoodRx is one that people talk about everywhere. So like you can sign up for GoodRx, you can get your telehealth visit there, you can get the product through them as well, and you're gonna be paying, I would say probably like 50 to 100 bucks in total. But again, like it is a fat tube of this stuff, okay? So like in comparison to going into a dermatologist, paying out of pocket, then going to a like an online prescription or an online service to get the product itself and still not having insurance cover it, like you could be 500 bucks out of pocket if you go that traditional route. Whereas if you go the telehealth route, you can get it all done, one-stop shop, and you're paying less than 100 bucks and it's gonna last you for a year. The other thing I would recommend for you is if you've never used this before, heed my warnings. Don't be like me, okay? Like I looked at this and I was like, okay, this is the prescription strength that I wanted. This is their middle of the road prescription strength, the 0.05%. They have one that's even lighter. It's like, I think the 0.025, and then they have one that's even stronger than this. I was silly and thought, well, you know, like my skin, I did this, you know, Differin, I'm throwing stuff around. I did this Differin adaptoline gel and my skin was fine. So I went for middle of the road and I literally like, they didn't recommend to me, you know, which one I should need. I literally just said, this is the one I want. And they prescribed it to me and sent it. But this stuff is freaking strong. I literally use, I'm gonna show you the amount that I use in this one because it's not opened yet. And I have to mix this with, I'm losing my words, moisturizer. Okay, this is the amount that I use on occasion, and I have to mix it with moisturizer. Do you see that? It is the tiniest amount ever. So this stuff is literally gonna last you forever. And it's way more affordable than going through your dermatologist and all these other traditional routes and paths. Please just use telehealth. It will be so much cheaper, so much faster. They also mailed it directly to my doorstep. Now, I paid $90 out of pocket, but some of these companies are touting $25 a month for a plan. So there's a ton of options out there. You just have to figure out which one you want, what might work best. Some of the top companies that you're gonna hear about are companies like Nurx, Curology, Apostrophe, and Hers. There's many others. Oh, don't forget GoodRx as well. I feel like people forget about that one when it comes to dermatology type of stuff. But all I'm saying is that there's a lot of options and there's a lot of great companies out there that would love to have your business.
With no further ado, here's that cost comparison grid that I promised you. Now, keep in mind, these numbers are reflective of not using insurance. So if your insurance covers dermatology visits and tretinoin, the price could be even lower. These are also reflective of pricing in September of 2025, and of course they're subject to change for each provider. But you can see over on the left, the traditional visit is going to cost you around $300 without insurance. Then when we look at telehealth and online prescription companies like GoodRx, the prices go down. Nurx is a classic telehealth company, and you can get your classic tretinoin, $90 for a 3-month supply from them. Now, when we take a look at Curology and Hers, they are also telehealth, so you can get your prescription there, but they have a custom tretinoin formula. They combine it with some other active ingredients, and it will run you about $30 to $60 per month. A great deal. Finally, smack dab in the middle is GoodRx. Now, they are not a telehealth company, so you can't get a prescription through them. But once you do have a prescription, getting it filled with GoodRx is insanely cheap. It can cost you $40 or even less. So essentially, you have a lot of options here.
All of these companies are thorough, they're quick, they're fast, they're simple. They deliver products straight to your doorstep. So you don't even have to leave your home to get this stuff, which is awesome as well. All right, ladies, I hope you found this video helpful. As always, would love it if you would like and subscribe. And if you have any questions at all, just pop them down in the comments. I do my best to get back to every single one of you. And until next time, see ya.